Let's talk about one of the most famous characters ever, but maybe not in the way you're used to. We're not really looking at a superhero today. We're looking at a master engineer, a guy who took everything he learned in the lab and decided to apply it on the streets, for real.
So let's just get right into it. We all know the deal with Batman, right? No super soldier serum, no alien heritage, no magic. So how on earth does a regular person, okay, a very rich and, very determined person, go toe-to-toe with literal gods?
And this is the whole key, right here. Bruce Wayne's real superpower isn't his money or the fact that he can bench press 1,000 pounds. It's his mind. It's his ability to look at any problem, any challenge, and see it as an engineering puzzle that he can solve with the perfect design.
And the best place to see that engineering mindset in action? It's got to be his incredible arsenal of gadgets. Let's start small with the amazing stuff he carries around his waist every single night.
I mean, look at this list. The utility belt is basically a masterclass in portable engineering. This is so much more than just a collection of cool toys. It's a complete toolkit for pretty much any situation you can imagine. He's got tools for breaking codes, for demolition, for taking guys down without killing them. Each one of these things is a custom-built solution for a problem he already thought of ahead of time. He has literally engineered his own readiness. Okay, now this is where we really get to geek out. Take his most famous tool, the grappling hook. This isn't just a rope. For that thing to work, the line has to be able to handle the tension of his entire body weight, plus all the g-force of being yanked upwards. And at the same time, that little motor in his hand has to create an insane amount of torque to pull him up in just a few seconds. It's a beautiful, real-world application of kinematics and physics.
All right, so let's scale up a bit. We've seen how he engineers individual tools. Now let's see how he builds a complete integrated system. I'm talking about his second skin, the Batsuit.
You know, regular body armor always comes with a trade-off. It's usually super bulky, it makes it hard to move, and really, it's only designed to do one thing, stop a bullet. But Batman's suit, well, that's engineered to be a multifunctional platform. It protects him, but it also enhances what he can do without getting in the way.
And this breakdown, especially from the movie Batman Begins, shows you just how brilliant the layered design is. He starts with a Nomex undersuit to handle fire and temperature. Then he adds specially placed Kevlar plates right over his vital organs. But the real genius move is the cape. It's made of a smart material, this memory cloth. He sends a little electric charge through it, and bam, it becomes a rigid glider. He turned a piece of his costume into a form of transportation. Okay, so we've gone from a suit to a full-on machine. The engineering principles just get bigger and more dramatic when we start talking about his ride, the Batmobile. It's really cool to see how the Batmobile has always been a mirror for the cutting-edge tech of the time. It started out as just a themed car back in the 40s, then it became this slick, gadget-filled machine in the 60s. And by the time we get to the 2000s, it's evolved into the Tumbler, which is basically a repurposed piece of military hardware, an absolute beast of engineering. And while we're on the Tumbler, just let that number sink in. 10,000 horsepower. That is not a car. That's a rocket that moves sideways. It was engineered for high-speed chases, for ramming through walls, and for making jumps without a ramp. It is the definition of overwhelming force through pure mechanical design. But all of this amazing, one-of-a-kind technology creates a really fascinating and very real-world headache for Bruce Wayne's other job running Wayne Enterprises. It's a problem with intellectual property. So here's the thing. In the real world, there's this legal rule called the public use bar. And what it means is, if you use your new invention out in public, even one time, before you file the patent for it, you could lose the right to patent it at all. So think about it. Every single time Batman takes a new gadget out on patrol, he's technically performing a public use. And this isn't some loophole. This legal case from all the way back in 1881 shows how strict the law is. Even if no one can see the gadget, like say a new armor plate under his suit, just using it in public once is enough. This puts Bruce Wayne in an impossible position. Does he risk losing billions in patent money for his company, or does he hold back technology that could be saving lives? So, this all leads us to one final, really important question. We've talked about all the gadgets, the armor, the vehicles, but at the end of the day, these are just tools. What is the real, ultimate product of all this engineering? When you take away all the tech, all the hardware, what's his masterpiece? What is the one thing he designed that had the biggest impact on Gotham City? It's definitely not the car.
As awesome as it is, it's just a tool to get from point A to point B. And, scare some people along the way.
And it's not the suit either. The suit is an absolute marvel of material science, for sure. But ultimately, it's just a shell protecting the person inside. His greatest invention is the idea of Batman. He analyzed a problem, a city that was drowning in corruption and fear, and he engineered a solution. He built a symbol, a persona carefully crafted to strike terror into the hearts of criminals, and at the same time give hope to everyone else. It's a work of psychological engineering, and that's way more powerful than any gadget he could ever build. So what do you think? Can a symbol really be the most powerful tool an engineer can create?